Merry Christmas. Yeah, that was a hell of a game, hell of a win. We got off to a hell of a start, and then I almost think once Devin Booker left the game, we kind of exhaled a little bit, and give them credit because they went on I think it was a 13-2 run to close the first, 8-0 to start the second. That's a 21-2 run right there. We were able to close it, a little bit towards the half, and we're down, I think, 8 points with 5 to go in regulation. And I thought Jamal Murray stepped up. That Aaron Gordon dunk is, damn. I'm just glad they reviewed it and made the right call. But give them a lot of credit, man. Monty Williams is a hell of a coach, an even better person. That team is coming off a couple of tough losses, and they gave us everything we could handle, and we found enough, to get the win on both ends of the floor. So proud of our guys. I think that's 6-0, 6 in a row at home. So we're doing a hell of a job at home, 12-3, I think it is now. And now we have to take the show on the road. Not be satisfied.
There were so many. Oh, sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you mentioned the dunk, AD's dunk, but there were so many plays he had in overtime. It was a lot. He saved it. It was a reverse layup as well. How would you describe his overall impact? I guess in overtime, but 25 and 12 or 13 rebounds.
Yeah, come on. 28 points, 13 rebounds. He did everything tonight for us. And one of the bigger he had 7 offensive rebounds, but on the missed free throw, he goes in and gets another possession. So now instead of it being a 1-possession game, we're able to make it a 2-possession game. Landry Shamet was on fire for them. That guy's tied his career high, I think, twice in the last 3 games, and we gave them too many threes tonight, but we'll watch those on the plane to Sacramento tomorrow. But Aaron was terrific. Like you said, Mike, he impacted the game with his defense, his offense, his rebounding, his playmaking, and just making athletic plays everywhere.
I was hoping you could make comment on KCP's play late in the game.
He was a defensive player of the game. I felt Chris Paul is one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game, easily. And I thought, and he, especially with Booker out, Chris is now the guy that sets everybody up. And I thought when we put KCP on Chris, just his size, his physicality, I thought he did a really good job of guarding and, like you said, making big plays late in regulation as well as overtime. We got contributions from everybody tonight, and that's what you need. And, oh, by the way, Nikola had 41, 15, and 15. That's when you know you're a unicorn, when no one even asks you after 3, 4 questions about the 41 and 15 and 15. So I hope Larry Bird, Wilt, and whoever else is ready for some company.
Nikola was actually the third person to do this. Oscar Robertson and James Harden, who was ever reached 40, 15, and 15. But it seemed like he was doing it in a more assertive way. It seemed like he had chosen to kind of put the team on his back in a more unique way than he usually does. Is that how you saw it, or was this just Nikola being Nikola?
I think, to be honest, TJ, I think Nikola has been ultra aggressive this year. I know there are games where, why isn't Nikola scoring more? I think this year he has been very aggressive to score, very aggressive to attack one-on-one matchups, very aggressive to score in the pocket or at the nail. So for him to go out there and have 15 assists, only 3 turnovers, that's just ridiculous. So I like his mindset. I like his aggressive nature at the moment, and hopefully that can continue.
Michael Porter had a kind of timid start to this game, I would say. Maybe from my perspective, wasn't quite in the contest. But you put him back in there in the fourth quarter. He got involved a little bit defensively with some rebounds. Was that just nice, important for you to see, particularly in this matchup where he's kind of struggled in the past?
Yeah, I don't know about, Michael versus Phoenix, but, I think Michael will be the first one to admit that, his first half wasn't where he'd like to be and where we expect him to be. But what I loved about it was he didn't pout. He didn't feel sorry for himself. He came out and, as you mentioned, I thought he had some great defensive possessions. I mean that. And we kept him in there for some really important defensive possessions. Switching on to Chris Paul, using his length, pursuing from behind and getting a block. Again, getting on the floor for loose balls. He had 8 rebounds tonight. So just being as big as he is, 6'10", with a 7+ wingspan, he can impact the game just from that alone, as long as you're giving effort. And he did that. And that's all I will ever ask of him. So I was proud of Michael. The jump shot wasn't going, 3 for 11, 0 of 5 from 3. Who cares? Help us get a stop. Help us get a rebound. Help us win the game. And he did that tonight.
In that same vein, Jamal Murray, I think he had 8 points. I
You know, we watched some film at halftime, and I got on our guys, like, you know, let's not be all talk. You know, let's be a team that, you know, if we're serious about this, let's get back to playing selfless basketball. And everybody stop being worried about, you know, what's coming to me. My question to everybody is, what are you doing for your teammate? We're selfless, right? We're a selfless team. That's what we say we are. Let's be selfless. Let's make plays for teammates. Let's cover for teammates. And Jamal Murray, he heard that. He agreed. And I thought just his energy, positive energy, making plays for himself. And you know how it is, TJ. When Jamal sees a shot go in, it's just one. And then all of a sudden, I think being down 8 with 5 to go, Jamal hits one, he hits another, and now he's shooting into a hula hoop. And that's when Jamal is at his best. So, again, 26, 5, and 5. Kind of like the Portland game earlier in the year, like up to that fourth quarter, wasn't shooting it great. He sees one go in, next thing you know, he's making game-winning type shots. So this is a hell of a win for us.
I know you're going to talk about consistency quarter to quarter, but again, like they had 10 points in the final 7:30 of this game. You guys once again in the clutch just absolutely locked down. What is it about this group that's able to do that, regardless of the issues outside of that? What is this group able to do in those kind of moments to get those stops?
Well, I think there's a belief because we've done it quite a bit this year. You know, in 32 games now, I think we probably have, I don't know, 16 clutch games. So that's like a little less than half of your games have been in a clutch situation. And I think our guys understand the belief in the system, the game plan, the belief in each other, and we take it to another level. And as you just mentioned, Matt, the frustrating thing with that is, you know, I thought to start the game, our defense was great. Like we were locked in, we were ready to go. And that was my biggest concern with them coming off the 25-point loss to Memphis. And all you heard out of Phoenix was, we got to be the hunter, we got to be physical. And I thought our guys not only matched it, but exceeded that. And then once Devin went out, I was like, all right, we can just outscore these guys. And I felt we got caught into holding the ball, kind of one-on-one. And all they were doing, they were driving, kicking, moving. The ball was flying. And I thought we got back to that. But I love the fact that our clutch defense is great. I don't like the fact that we wait sometimes to get it going. But I guess it beats the alternative.
Back to the AG dunk. Do you recall a louder moment in this game than the AG dunk?
You know, it's funny. I'll tell you what, man, I'm not just saying this. You know, I have to give our fans a lot of love tonight. And there must have been a lot of Christmas cheer going on all day long. Because from the intros, the anthem, I don't know who sang the anthem tonight. She was amazing. This place was it's the loudest I've heard this place in a long time for a non-playoff game. And then when he had that dunk, it was like the roof just popped off this place. So thank you to our fans. I mean that sincerely. Thank you to our fans for helping make this place one of the toughest places to play in the league. We have to do our part, but when you have that kind of noise, that definitely plays a factor into things. Ryan, you have one. Go ahead, man.
I was just going to ask about Bones. It seems like he has kind of gone through it a little bit over the course of this past review. I know the lineup has kind of shifted around him a little bit, but where's he at right now, and how do you connect him in with what the team is doing well with the bench right now?
Well, I think for Bones, obviously, it's when he's making shots. You know, right now, that's his biggest impact on the game. Whether that's last year as a rookie, this year as a second-year player. You know, tonight he was 1 for 6, 0 of 5 from 3. And I think if you look back probably the last 6, 7, 8 games, he's been in that slump. So I think for him, in his mind, it's all about making shots. And that's the only way for me, it's not. If you're not making shots, kind of like the Michael Porter conversation a minute ago, what else are you doing to help the team? And if you're not making shots, we'll defend or play make or do something else. And I felt in that, like, end of the third, start of the fourth quarter, he had some good possessions. He was out there, he got to the cup one time and finished, trying to play with Jamal, play with Nikola. But that's why defense is your anchor, because your offense, the shot making is going to come and go throughout a season. But if you can impact the game in other ways, you have a chance to help this team win at a high level. So the great part about it is we're winning games in spite of his struggles. And when he gets back to playing the way we all know Bones can play, then that's only going to allow us to take this team to a different level as well. So I got to keep on helping him. He's got to keep on helping himself, and his teammates have to help him as well.